As an effort to propel the city of Atlanta into the 21st century of economic growth and sustainability, the idea of the Beltline was conceived. At the cost of $2.8 billion, the Beltline was intended to connect the downtown neighborhoods of Atlanta that were encircled by the old historic railroad corridor. Part of an effort to propel the city of Atlanta in the 21st century of economic growth and sustainability, the idea of the Atlanta Beltline was conceived. At the cost of $2.8 billion, the Atlanta Beltline was a project that was intended to connect the many neighborhoods in downtown Atlanta that were encircled by the old historic railroad corridor. Spanning a 22-mile loop around the city of Atlanta and connecting 45 inner-city neighborhoods via multi-use trails, modern streetcar, and parks, the Beltline is the most comprehensive economic and transportation development ever undertaken by the city of Atlanta. Also, it is the largest and most expansive, wide-ranging urban redevelopment program that is in progress in the United States. As one major component of the Urban Redevelopment Initiative, the City of Atlanta focused their attention on beautification through arts. Atlanta's goal was to attract artists from the city, the nation, and throughout the world to permeate the entire Beltline with their artistic expressions. Atlanta welcomed original works of art from sculptures, murals, dance, music, fashion, film, and much more that were beautiful as well as creative. Our main focus is to bring attention to the many murals on the Atlanta Beltline. These beautiful works of art tell us about the people, the city, and the culture of Atlanta. Organizations that are responsible for creating these murals, which enlighten and expose Atlanta's rich and diverse cultural identity, are supported by the Office of Cultural Affairs. One such organization is called Art on the Beltline, which began in June 2010 as a means to motivate people to explore the Atlanta Beltline. Art on the Beltline features a public art collection as well as displays created to spark the community's interest in creative artistic expression. The primary focus is providing a gallery of physical art pieces that people can interact with on their day-to-day commute, which allows dialogue between the community and artists to engage in things that are important to them. Another organization supported by the Office of Cultural Affairs is called Living Walls. Living Walls began as a project which aimed to bring to life neglected public spaces, but through the years has evolved to adapt to the ever-changing social landscape of Atlanta. Their focus is to create intentional, thought-provoking public art which inspires social change and activate public spaces. Living Walls sees these murals as a social and economic engine for the city of Atlanta, with an emphasis on establishing the city as a destination of provocative art and culture. Living Walls has facilitated over 100 public murals throughout the city, which were created by world-renowned local and international artists. The final organization supported by the Office of Cultural Affairs is called Outer Space. With the Outdoor Mural Project at its core, the goal of Outer Space is to enhance outdoor spaces, generate positive energy, expand the mind, and engage the public through urban beautification and creativity. Their murals blend all aspects of contemporary culture to provide a unique experience that supports the ever-evolving creative spirit.
As you can see, the planners of the Beltline wanted to capture the Atlanta culture through the murals all over the Beltline. The biggest thing that they wanted to do is get the local Atlanta artists to paint these so it captures the culture even more, not having it outsourced. But the biggest problem they're having is the graffiti all over and around the Beltline and all over the murals. As you can see here, the graffiti takes away from the murals on and around the Beltline. It also steers the focus of the artist's message away from what they actually want to convey. You can see the lack of care and respect for the artist's work and how people vandalize these pieces of art. This problem can also cause it to be harder for the Beltline to get new artists to come out and paint a mural due to the time and passion the artist has put into it with little appreciation towards its value. When someone who's walking by one of these defiled pieces of art, this could potentially make them feel unsafe while impeding their desire to make another trip to the Beltline in the future. This is a huge problem due to the lack of security along the entire trail surrounding the Beltline. As people continue to use the Beltline for both physical and social activities, Security throughout the Beltline is necessary in order for people to feel as safe as possible throughout the day. Whether it's nighttime or early morning, there is no reason to have the fear for your own safety, as the community should be safe enough to do activities no matter the time of day. This also goes for the entire lighting situation throughout the Beltline, as there are hardly any lights along the trails, making it difficult to enjoy the art and outdoors during the darker parts of the day, especially as they start to get shorter towards the end of the year. Another challenge that the Beltline possesses would be that public art isn't allocated throughout the entire Beltline. Most of the art is focused on the eastern and southwesternmost areas, leaving areas of the walkway bland and seemingly uncultured. With more artists coming in trying to join the exposition, these pieces of art should be more dispersed throughout the Beltline in order to give people traveling along the walkway more of an enjoyable experience. With the northern side of the Beltline being like a blank canvas, this gives artists the opportunity to engage the community with their art while also sharing their inspirations and culture with the rest of the community. The Beltline has become one of the hottest attractions of Atlanta and shows no signs of slowing down as countless people utilize it each day. With its culturally diverse artwork, parks, restaurants, and much more, the Beltline has drawn people from all over the state of Georgia to experience the uniqueness it offers. The Beltline is just one of the many ways in which cities are finding new and creative ways to connect their communities. With these trails engaging and connecting different communities in physical and social events, this allows people to really focus on the future of the community as a whole.